Hey y'all, welcome back to Black Woman Fly. This is a safe space where we rise above the noise and shadow stereotypes. I'm Jaleisha Jones, author, advocate, and guide to unapologetic authenticity. If you are wanting to be in a space where you can heal, you can grow, and we can learn from each other and from our experiences, this is the place that you want to be. So if you want to dive into your flyness, let's get into it now. Okay. So I want to make this really quickly a video because I was thinking about this. I want to talk about my experience with shrooms and how it changed my life. This past year, I took shrooms for the first time, and I want to talk about this. This past May, I took shrooms for the first time. So let me put a disclaimer out because I'm not a doctor. I am not a holistic healer. I don't practice with any herbs. I don't do any of that. So I'm not offering you medical advice. I'm not telling you that I said this is going to cure all, be the end all. This is my personal experience. I only speak about my personal experiences. Okay. So before I tried shrooms, and if you don't know what shrooms are from the planet. It's a plant. It's a medicinal plant, like marijuana, like Mary Jane. Shrooms are supposed to be used for, it's a psychedelic plant, but it's supposed to be used for health reasons, medical health reasons, such as anxiety, depression, any type of, just kind of calming the nervous system, really regulating yourself. And a lot of people take shrooms all the time. Now, before May, I had a bias towards any type of psychedelics. I used to be a weed head back in the day. When I say I was a weed head, I was a weed head. I smoked from sun up to sundown. I didn't know how to roll a joint, but I did know I had a little pipe, and I smoked that pipe all day long. Okay, when I used to go to church, I would smoke while I was at church. I had a problem. I stopped doing weed probably about 2017, 2018. The reason I stopped is because I started having I have really bad paranoia, and I used to have really bad paranoid episodes and paranoid trips where I would be flipping out and thinking someone was trying to X me out, and I would do some things in real life thinking that I was being attacked and under stress, and I just did a lot of crazy things. One time I was sitting up in my living room with a butcher knife and I think a hammer, and I was half naked, and I thought that someone was trying to break into my apartment, and no one was. But I was so high that I just literally couldn't sleep, and I just stayed up all night just tripping out thinking someone was trying to kill me, and I just was delirious. So I stopped doing weed about 2017, 2018, and then that progressed into my spiritual awakening journey. And I just didn't have a need for it. I think you could do whatever you want to. I've tried to do Mary Jane again, but I just don't feel good with it. It doesn't feel good with my soul. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm a very high energy person without any substances. And so when I take substances, it's a whole other level of mess. Okay. My spirit is very vulnerable. It's very fragile. I shouldn't say fragile, but it's more, I'm sensitive to the environment. I'm sensitive to people around me. I'm sensitive to everything. Okay, I'm a spiritual person, and I'm in tune. I'm an empath. Okay, so I don't play with these games. Okay, so I don't do weed anymore. I have done edibles. Back in 2021, I did ayahuasca for the first time. I have control issues. And so they told me when you do ayahuasca, you really can't really fully experience it if you won't allow yourself to be free. I tried ayahuasca. It was a wonderful experience, but at the same time, I was still trying to control things. I don't believe I really got the full experience of it, but I do believe that what came after was part of my ayahuasca journey, because I started this journey of really learning about my emotions and really tapping into my sensitivity and kind of really embracing that I was very sensitive, and I'm an empath, and that it's okay to have my heart open and show my heart to other people, and that's how I connect with other people. So I do believe the ayahuasca journey was necessary, and there was benefits. I want to do it again, but I still didn't see the purpose of doing shrooms. I was too hesitant to do shrooms. I never wanted to do shrooms. My mom was a previous drug addict. Well, she's a recovering addict, and she told me about a time when she was really, really strung out and she did shrooms and snakes were trying to attack her while she was on her trip. And I just was like, nah, that ain't for me. If I know how my paranoia is, I'm not about to do that. at all. But I went on a retreat in May of this year. I went on a spiritual retreat. If you may not be aware, but I am a manifester. It's part of a human design program. I'm a manifester. I went on a spiritual retreat with other manifestor women, okay? And our energy is different, it's potent. I could talk about that another time. I'm not going to do that. But they were going to do a shroom journey. Now, I was hesitant the whole time because I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself through that. I'm not going to go there. But they were so comforting and so just encouraging. All of them have done shrooms. All of them have their own businesses of doing different things in the holistic world and the holistic field. And they were just very, very nurturing and supportive. And I felt safe. I didn't know these women, but I felt safe. And so it made me feel more calm and relaxed to actually want to do this. Because I knew if I'm doing shrooms, I'm being vulnerable and I'm showing myself my truth. So I decided to do it. I decided to do shrooms. I decided to do a full dosage. We took 5 pills, which was a full dosage, I think a gram. I think a couple hours in, I started feeling the effects. And what can I say? It was a trip, but it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I allowed myself to feel. I allowed myself to let go. And I can remember when I first took the dosage, I just felt light as a feather. I was walking around. I think I was trying to control it, like trying not to feel so loose. But then I started dancing, and I remember I was just vibing, and I was just so like entranced, and I was seeing things and hearing things. And then I went and sat with myself. Now I actually got still. Once I got still, I started hearing crying and wailing, a lot of crying, and come to find out it was me. I was crying and I was wailing. Now as I'm crying and wailing, I'm starting to feel this sense of grief wash over me. And it was really grief of the past year I had turned 35. That the previous year I turned 35. And I was very, very sad because I thought that I would have children by now. I thought I would be married by now. I thought I would have a certain XYZ of my life by now. And I'm not. I'm single. I've been single all my life. I don't have children. I won't have children unless I'm in a committed long-term partnership. That's just end all be all. But I just thought my life would be very much different than what it was. And so that was deep, deep pain. And instead of facing that pain, I ate a lot. I just ate. I ate my feelings. I suppressed my feelings. I'm an emotional eater. And I acted like I didn't care. And I isolated this whole past year. So when I went to the retreat, I couldn't hide anymore. I did the shrooms. I wasn't able to hide. I actually sat there and felt all that pain, all that grief, that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of being unwanted, that feeling of life not showing up the way I really wanted it to, and just being sad, really, really sad. And so I cried. It was just wailing. And as I'm wailing, I'm feeling like my heart is opening up. I feel like my chakras are opening up again. There's blockages being removed. And I also feel love coming in, like love for myself, gratitude for myself, gratitude for life itself, gratitude for my parents that they're still here, gratitude for my friends, gratitude that life hasn't shown up the way I thought, but that is actually maybe the best thing ever, because I can always start anew, and I can always choose differently, and I can always show up differently, but the choice relies upon me to actually move forth and do something differently if I'm not pleased and happy with where I am currently. And so it was just overwhelming. It was very, very much overwhelming. And I remember some of the women that were there just came over and started rubbing my back. They were chanting. They were just being so supportive. And that was really hard because I'm a very emotional person, but I'm still working on being vulnerable in front of other people. I'm vulnerable when I write. I'm a writer. I'm an author. So I will put my feelings out there, but I normally do it when I'm writing. So doing it in a place where you can actually see me, see my emotions, and see my feelings, and see my pain, it was very cathartic for other people to accept me and love me in that space. It was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful healing experience. And so I left that space after doing the shrooms. My mind was completely changed because I had a lot of bias against shrooms, against any type of psychedelics. I always felt like that could be a hindrance. That could be something that we use to not face our pain, not deal with our pain, not want to take the traditional route of being sober, and that we use that to hide. But it actually can be so groundbreaking in our mental health journey, and our anxiety journey, our depression journey, and our journey of coming to more of love of self, of freeing ourselves from places that we are being blocked, certain energies within our psyche and our nervous system that are blocked by probably past trauma or past pain. Shrooms can really be helpful in releasing that and blocking that and shifting us into a new paradigm and into a new reality. And I will say, this is a side note, I'm kind of getting off track, but I was into dating. I think last year I started dating again, and one of the guys I was dating, he was all into shrooms and different type of psychedelics, and I was like, oh, he's kind of, I was judging him. I'm not gonna lie, I was judging. I'm like, oh, he codependent. But then he kept telling me, these psychedelics changed my life. These psychedelics helped me love myself. These psychedelics helped me stop doing drugs. Like I wouldn't be where I am without them. And I'm like, well, you codependent. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't think I want to date somebody that substitute drugs for psychedelics. So that was my judgment. But going on this trip, this retreat, and experiencing shrooms for myself, it made me understand, especially even thinking back to my mom saying she saw snakes everywhere when she took shrooms. That's why she would never do it. Psychedelics, plant medicine, it only enhances where you are or who you are and what you are dealing with. And so what I come from it is that what I couldn't hide, what I was hiding from everyone else, when I took the shrooms, I couldn't hide anymore. And I actually had to feel it and embrace it and let it move through me. Because for the longest time, the pain, the grief, the suppression had just been stuck in my body, had been stuck because I wouldn't allow myself to grieve and to feel it. And the shrooms helped me. The shrooms helped me process it and let it move through me. And I think a lot of us, a lot of women, we have so much things going on. I'm talking about Black women, but women in general. We are mothers and fathers. We are caretakers. We are providers. We are leaders. And we are supposed to be looked at as strong and resilient and independent and all these different things. So we're supposed to take on the world. Well, who's taking care of us? Who's nurturing us? Who's giving to us? And then you add on societal issues, government issues, economy. You add on your own family trauma, your own family pain, generational trauma and pain. That's a lot. A lot of us don't have space to heal and to deal and to face a lot of things. And sometimes therapy isn't enough. Sometimes talking to your friend isn't enough. Sometimes writing it out in your journal isn't enough. So I would say that maybe you should be open to trying shrooms or doing ayahuasca, because it can reveal something about yourself that you didn't even know that was there, or that need to be removed or dealt with. You can't control what comes up during your journey when you experience shrooms or ayahuasca. Whatever comes up, it's a God thing. It's something that it needs to come forth. There's something that source is saying, let's look at this. I have a message for you. I have something for you. It is a gift. That's how I look at shrooms, as a gift. And it changed my life. It's now October. I just turned 36 this month. Libra, I just turned 36 this month. And I have new business venture. I have new ideas. I'm positive about life again. I'm writing out my life plan. I'm making a petition for my life plan. I'm excited. My life isn't over. Life is beginning again. It's just, what will I do with that? What choice am I going to make with that? Am I going to stay stuck in the past, or am I going to move forward in the present and create a new way for the next day and the next week and the next year and the next 5 years? I have a choice. We all have a choice. So you are meant to flourish. You're meant to be wonderful. You're meant to be magnificent. You're meant to be glorious. You're meant to be divine. You, Black woman, yes, you're meant to be all those things and more. And sometimes we need help. So look into it. Research shrooms. Research the benefits of it. Try it. I say, what can you lose? But if you do have other psychic issues and other things going on, like I said, I'm not a doctor, so don't do that because I said it. You need to, you know yourself better than I do, okay? But that's all I got for y'all, and I'll see you guys soon.